Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are here with another episode of Macross 7. How about you go ahead and tell us what happened last time?
Oh, last time was episode 35, A Night for Just the Two of Us. Just the two of us. Anyway, I shouldn't do that. My singing is horrible.
No,
Uh,
unless you want to get
it,
slapped.
yeah, that's true. Um, Basically, the chase after Basara continues with Mylene and Gambling, but they basically have to, uh, you know, Basara is fixing his guitar while Giggles also, we've learned that he's also still alive and in the pursuit of Sybil. And Gamblin and Mylene have a sort of nice time hanging with each other and talking with each other, have a fire, and they share a tent. But also Gambling wants to be a gentleman, so he doesn't get too excited around Mylene, right? So he does a whole routine when he tries to tire himself out by doing a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, right? To distract himself. In the meantime, a creature shows up who hates every time there's a fire, basically, and tries to stamp them out. It's like, oh, we're gonna have a fight between the mechs and the creature. No, we avoided that. Okay, but then the creature showed up again, and it turns out that it was trying to protect his young. Right, needs to be some kind of herbivore. So then we have a fight between the giant mech and the creature. Uh, well, two of them because he fights both of them. It's basically
Well,
she's
no, he only fights
battering.
one of them actually.
Um,
There's two there, but one of them is like the child one, and it's just like,
yeah,
coward.
scared. Yeah. So we have basically the giant creature battering Mylene's mech, and when gambling, gambling again, no, gambling. So many
G
G's in
A
these names.
M L I N.
Gambling. Gambling is about to shoot the creature, but Sarah shows up and and stops him. It's like, no, you shouldn't shoot them. And so basically, he encourages Mylene to do the only thing that Basara ever does. Well, said maybe shoot a missile here or there or punch something, which is sing. It actually works. It calms the creature down, because they touch hearts. But they're doing this because early in the episode, Guvava just took off somewhere and just kept going. And they were searching both for Guvava, but Guvava was actually searching for Bazara. And apparently, there's a sort of telepathic connection between Guvava and Mylene, which might also explain why the fetus knew in that other episodes where to go. Was she
Yeah.
communicating with Guvava?
That's what I
I'm not
brought
really
up
sure.
before. No, it would be
Yeah.
Guvava was it with them. I think. Well,
Mhm.
no, I think you're right. I think Guvava was with Mylene at the time.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Yeah.
what I've been repeating constantly is that maybe Fafitas has a telepathic connection to Mylene, but I guess Guvava makes more sense in that it makes absolutely no fucking sense. But I've got a note about that, along with
Yeah.
how the alien creature shit makes no fucking sense either.
Yeah.
Or I guess Basara
Uh,
makes no sense, but it's a note too.
yeah. And so finally, Mylene sinks to the creature. The creature is pacified, leaves with his young. And again, we got another shot of Giggle, Giggle, we don't want to be specific, following after, uh, what's her name?
Well, doesn't
Oh,
see
man.
we don't see them following Civil. They're just
Yeah.
walking through the
Searching,
desert.
searching for her.
Yeah, singing.
Yeah. And singing Bizarra song. So, or Firebomber song. And that's it. That's the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got more angry when I rewatched it and started writing all my notes. Well, it's a shit episode. Well, it's not a shit episode. I liked the Gamlin Mylene stuff. Even the, oh, this is the first time you ever, like, yelled at me or whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, maybe I was too harsh. He goes, no, I need this, you know? However, that does make the relationship more like mentor trainee than it does. Well, I mean, unless they're getting kinky, in which case, that's different. Maybe she wasn't asleep when she slapped him in the crotch. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm into that. Are you into that? Let me test.
Okay. Talk about an overreach.
Well, okay. Anyway, yeah, I wrote down some thoughts here. The fact that there were crowds outside the concert hall pissed off that the performance was discontinued just goes to show that people were generally happy with Mylene's performance without Basara.
Hmm.
If they were trying to tell us, to the conversation we had last time, if they were trying to tell us that that wasn't the case by having them shut down the concert early, then they're just fucking wrong for showing us the people being upset that it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Gamlin quitting the military because he doesn't know what the military is anymore is such an over exaggeration of what happened. I mean, he saw that they were willing to risk one life to save a million lives and decided he could no longer serve. How many people have died every time Emerald Force has deployed and shot a building by mistake? Or the recruitment drive where the three old guys took down an entire building? The collateral death and damage to civilians has not been negligible so far. Gamblin's only just bringing this up now because Mylene was involved. Sure, that's great for possibly forcing his eyes open to reality, but reality is reality, and throwing away your entire career because the thing you've been pursuing since you were a kid, as per Cross 7 Plus, seems a bit harsher than in your daydreams. Is just a bit dramatic.
Yeah. It seems very much of a plot hammer kind of thing. We need him to go and be with Mylene. Blam, this happened. Boom, there you go.
Well, I mean, more so the fact that he is the kind of guy the show is telling us that doesn't see things until it's forced in front of him. Like, he didn't become the we have to rescue everyone first person until he gets switched over to Milia's command, right?
Yep.
And then he's like, no, Emerald Force, stop what you're doing, when he was that guy before. He
I mean,
requires these big events to happen and
oh, it's
he doesn't see um the death happening around him or the risk of death happening around him evidently until Mylene is the one in danger and he cares about Mylene, not these no-named NPCs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't I appreciate that there is growth cuz otherwise what would we have? But at the same time, the growth that he is being forced into is makes him look dumber.
yeah.
Let's see. Colonel Barton was standing right behind Max in the meeting, by the way, implying that he didn't get charged with anything, seemingly to further imply that Max agreed with his actions.
Um, I mean, not well. Everybody seemed to agree with his action when they were going around the table. It's like, hey, this bizarre guy, he's not doing anything. He just left. We have no other options. We got to do this. How responsible is him, right? Everybody was bitching about Basara with good reason, I may add. I'm not saying that they were wrong.
Well, I mean, as per my previous statement about
Mhm.
uh, shit, I can't remember the words I specifically being the highest ranked member on site versus having somebody call in orders. That when he's giving the orders to like take out the person or open fire, even though Mylene is in the way, Max doesn't countermand his orders, even though he's on the phone with them, like video phone. He can see everything that's fucking
Yeah,
happening. He didn't
yeah,
countermand him. He doesn't tell him to stand down. He doesn't tell him to stop. And now we see that he doesn't get brought up on any charges of like endangerment or anything. So clearly, Max agreed with him the whole way.
yeah.
Oh, here's one about how stupid I am.
Hmm.
Our barricade is still within the range of the sample's exploration. Something that gets said to Gepernick. They always refer to the people as samples, so they clearly mean our crew might find the barricade if they start exploring. Which, Basar's now out exploring, by the way. The thing is, what's on the screen when they say it? You remember I brought it up? We saw the barricade on the screen during the shot.
Did we? I
Well,
didn't see it.
that's what I
That was the
brought.
whole discussion. You didn't see it. It was like they talked
No,
about it,
no, no.
but we
I
didn't
brought
see
up that
it.
we saw it, but we didn't have any idea what it was.
Hmm.
Well, that's why I'm stupid, but that comes at the end of the note here. The planet is shown with a red marker, which I assume would be the landed Macross 7 fleet. Then there are little wedges all across the screen, which I would think would be the Proto Devlin fleet. And I'm just figuring this out now while I type it. The thing I thought was the barricade being represented on their monitor this whole time and was talking about last episode isn't even a thing. They still have the giant speaker pod embedded in their screen from when Basara attacked them before.
Huh. So the moment Basara starts singing again, she gets a full face of Basara Wing Wing, basically.
Assumedly, you have to like connect to the pod or something. I'm
I
assuming
suppose.
like every time he sings, he's not like blasting to every speaker pod he's ever fired. But it
I
just
mean,
occurred to me while I was typing that out that that thing that I thought was the barricade being represented on screen is no wait, that's the fucking speaker pod. These guys are like the Zentradi. They just don't fix their ships.
yeah.
Let's see. It's also a bit insane that Gamlin just immediately jumped to, aren't you and Guvava telepathically linked? Considering telepathy has never been a thing in and of the shows before.
True. Does he? I mean,
He's referring
I
to
don't
the
know.
time that Guvava, back in the warehouse district, when Mylene
Yeah,
got kidnapped. Yeah,
he
which,
found.
by the way, maybe it's just a bloodhound. Maybe it
Yeah,
scented her out.
yeah,
You
it could be
jumped
many
right to
things,
fucking telepathy.
which Mylene confirms, but like, oh, I guess I do have this connection with Gubava. It's like, okay,
Yeah, it'd be like if I said to you, wait, aren't you fucking psychic? And then you were like, yeah, I've never had any reason to think you were psychic. But if I just said that and you, like, agreed, that doesn't make it a good thing, right?
yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just like, but she just like, yeah, sure. I guess there is a connection there
Yeah, no, they
somehow.
just made it. But, I
Yeah,
mean, it goes right with Dr. Chiba's whole chakra thing that Sound
yeah.
Force is based on. It's like, that's not science. It's not anything. It's, anything is on the table now. I can't wait till the future one. Don't spoil it for me. Where somebody's fucking psionic, or they got telepathy, not telepathy, telekinesis, where they start like lifting shit out of the air like the Force.
Well, we kind of already saw that.
True, true, but that was different. That show was good.
I mean, I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I mean, to be fair,
I
they
just
they base that on like whole life force thing, and there's like this whole bloodline. Like they don't introduce it out of no. Well, like, they kind of do, but people react to it the way they should, which is like, what's going on? I'm silently going to observe it. The scientists fucking come in, and they like, we're gonna get blood samples of these people. We're gonna figure
yeah.
this out. Nobody fucking messes with Guvava. People apparently we're supposed to believe have suspected Guvava is telepathic, and like shouldn't the scientists, the whole crew of scientists, be getting on this?
I mean, the whole thing about Zero is that they're studying the alien artifact, which is clearly alien to them, right? Doesn't fit anything that they studied before, including ASS1, which becomes the SDF1, right? So it's like, is it like that, or is it like this, or what's going on? And you had this scientist who had been studying, had all these notes. So the focus is, okay, there's something strange here, and we're gonna study it and see what happens, right? Here's just like, well, I guess she's telepathic. That's just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
explanation.
that
That's
thing you
it. Yeah.
just described about how they set everything up before they
Yeah.
introduced it. It's amazing. It's like storytelling, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel I don't know. Like I said, it's just out of fucking nowhere, and especially for Gamlin to say it, right? Wait, isn't your pet psychic? Like, I'd be like, isn't your pet Crypto the Wonder Dog? Like, what is going on?
No more than he's psychic. It's a special connection to Mylene of all people. So there's that.
Well, yeah, I think I would be less in up in the air about it if he did say, "Wait, doesn't Kuvava have some sort of special connection to you?" Because I could interpret that any which way, right?
Yeah.
That is just like a pet being loyal.
Pheromones,
Yeah,
smells.
any way a pet
That
can be
that
loyal to you. Versus
that.
he jumps right to the word telepathic.
Yeah.
You might as well say, "Wait, isn't Kuvava your twin?" You know, just some weird, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Guvava has been with Mylene for 9 years now. She says that it didn't take her. Sorry, that it didn't take to her at first, but over time became a loyal friend slash pet or whatever. Guvava also has only known Basara for less than a year, but we frequently see it run off to Basara's side. Considering last episode was apparently about how Basara also protects animals of the forest as well, I guess the show is just implying that all living things love Basara.
Well, he is the hero. I guess I'm not surprised he also has Disney princess powers as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, the whole implication of Mylene going through her thing of like it took years for Guvava to warm up to me, and less than a year, this thing chases Basara down through a desert. Um,
Plot device.
not for nothing, but I like the snippets of the Jamming Birds songs that we hear. I hope they eventually do become effective at some point so we can hear the entire thing without screaming in the middle of it.
I okay. Here's the thing about, and it's not really a spoiler because we're not gonna watch it because it's outside of continuity. I mean, it's like talking about Gundam, say other things that are outside of UC, for example, which is Macross too. The way I
Oh, are we
understand
not
it,
going
that
to
they,
watch Macross too? I have it on the list.
the
I
way I
have it on the
understand
list
it,
as the very last thing that we'd watch because it takes place at a
yeah,
time and it's also a different universe. But I
yeah.
believe it has like influence over all the shows we would have watched until then, in that some of the things that happen in Macross 2 kind of get taken out of Macross 2 and put into other shows that get made after it.
Well, one of the things that gets put into it are the songs. So apparently, the Jamming Birds are using songs from Macross too, even though officially speaking, Macross 2 is not part of the official canon.
Also would have happened after this in the timeline, even if it did.
Yeah, but in the way it was made, Macross 2 was the first sequel series, OVA, 6 episodes.
Yeah, Macross
Uh,
2, if it was in the same timeline, which it's not, happens in 2092, which is even after Macross
Delta?
Delta? Yeah, sorry, I didn't know what the
Yeah,
symbol meant.
Delta.
Delta
Delta.
Movie 2 Zeta Live, which is live action, I think. I don't know. I have no notes here. They're just released in 2021, timeline 2067, episodes, movie. Those are my notes to myself.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
they're
there's
working on
also
another one,
newer
yeah.
ones too that the thing didn't list that I have like down on the bottom of my list to put in orders like Mini Chara Macross, Macross Double X, Macross F Close Encounter, Deculture Edition, Macross Fufone Fia. I feel like a giant's gonna come to eat me. Macross 25, Shunin, Keenan, all that VF, Macross F version, Pure Shield, Macross F Music Clip, Shu Nyan Kuri, Macross F Chujiki Gaiju. Yeah, this is gonna be horrible. Macross Fufofia
Shigegai?
Specials, Macross Delta, Delta Shukakiju, Gorgeous, whatever the hell that is, Macross Delta Movie, Gaicho no Wakuri Specials, Gaicho Tanpen Macross Frontier Toki no Maikuyu. Anyways, pronunciation aside, there's a bunch of shit I still have to get in order. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
To the chronology.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember what we're talking about anymore. I only have one note left though, and that was the bullshit about Basara and the animals. The Basara getting on them for fighting the alien creature is bullshit. They had to attack it because it was trying to kill Guvava, a creature 100 times smaller than itself. That its parent then shows up to attack them doesn't make them any less in the right about what they did. Basara says that they detect a fire. When they detect a fire, they come out charging to stomp on it, but otherwise they are not aggressive. I don't remember Guvava starting a fire when the thing attacked it. Guvava was just making its way towards Mylene when this thing tried to stomp it. After Basara shows up, they just completely shift gears, as though they were the ones in the wrong. Guvava would be dead right now if they had done nothing. If a bear attacks you in the woods, do not start singing at it. If you've got a gun, shoot it. Fuck the show's message.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but if it's between me and it, I'm choosing me.
I mean, it's not even that. It's that Basara says, look, all they do is they come out of the woods and they put out fires. They're not aggressive. This thing came out of nowhere to attack Guvava, who, by the way, didn't come from anywhere hot either. They had just gotten out of the lake, or river, or whatever the fuck it was he was floating
Yeah.
down, and then was by himself. So either the thing is a meat eater, a carnivore, it was trying to eat a thing, in which case, then they do attack just random shit anyway, or Guvava is fire. You know? Either
Well,
way.
at the time he was stopped it because the creature was attacking Mylene and destroying her mech. So it's like,
Well, it's because it was the creature's baby or child or whatever that attacks Guvava. She defends Guvava. Then, when the thing is running back into the woods, the mother, which we tell is like a darker, larger version, comes out and attacks Mylene. And then Basara comes around and says, no, they're not aggressive. Despite the fact that the smaller one just tried to kill Guvava.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's fucking bullshit. Their whole message about Basara being like the Disney princess is nonsense because Basara doesn't fucking understand how they work either. Oh, I lit a fire
Okay.
once and it came to attack me. That must be everything.
Yeah, and they're trying to make Azara this sort of, sensei-like character who has this secret knowledge. One moment, and the next is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, could you just stick to one characterization?
My favorite Disney princess is the one that eats dead leaves.
Yeah.
Well, that's my final thought. You have anything you want to throw out before we get started?
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention the opening where they were talking, the press was involved and Ray got caught, like, oh, well, answer some questions. And Kiku's like, yeah, don't talk to the press. Well, but don't talk to the press. Oh, but do not talk to the goddamn press. Get in here, make things worse.
If this was a better show, I would think something would come of that.
But yeah,
Well, we
it's
already
just,
introduced like the bad media thing, and then we saved them. Like Jennifer quit her job. Like obviously, her boss is still on duty, but I
oh,
mean,
and
I guess we still have the reporter woman too. But I guess
yeah,
the
Jennifer is
military is back. No, I'm not the reporter woman, not Jennifer. The one who like does
yeah,
the interviews, the television
yeah,
one. Jennifer is
yeah.
like print paper sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's still around, but I guess the implication is that the media was only unleashed when the military wasn't around, and now we're back in this, I don't know, junta state.
I guess.
All right.
I mean, this would be something that you want to, I guess. Well, you clamp on then uh, if the word hasn't come out, but now everybody knows Basara left, so it's no, try to, clamp out on that would just backfire. It's like everybody knows why are you keeping it secret? Uh I don't know, because tradition, I guess.
I mean, if they were gonna do anything, they don't have to do anything. Like,
Yeah.
you've already pushed jamming birds out there. You can just say, "Oh, well, we're not really concerned that Basara's not around. We've got the jamming birds now." It doesn't matter that they're not effective. Public doesn't know that. So, I mean, it's just a lot of propaganda.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to believe that we won Space War 1. Well, I guess to be fair, it's not hard to believe. The Zentradi wouldn't have propaganded us to anything. They would have just fucking killed us all. So,
And they tried.
right. I just mean that when I said it's hard to believe that we won, it's like, oh, wait, never mind. I remember now that they tried to lie about the SDF Macross surviving at all, or that there were any survivors. So, clearly, UN Spacey just be UN Spacing it. Anyways, I think we should just go ahead and get on into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Not censored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, so much for a new opening.
We did get a
New ending.
a new ending. I don't know if we're gonna get another new ending now.
Well, I mean,
Probably.
you made it once. You might as well just
Yeah.
keep doing it. We've seen the other one 35 times now. Or I guess 34 times. I just
I think this is
expected. Well, no, we saw it the last
This is-
one episode. Last episode was
Yeah.
35, so we
Yeah.
saw that
Yeah.
one on the 35th one, which means that we saw the last exit 34 times.
So we're by the end of this week, we're gonna be at although today we're recording. Will be 7,
We'll be at 39.
12 episodes. Yeah. At the end of the week will be 39, so it'll be 10 episodes. But right now, when we finish this, it'll be 12 episodes. I think
I don't
my
remember how
math
many
is-
total there were.
49.
So we'll be
Yeah, 49.
10 episodes from the end. At the end of the week.
Yeah.
Assuming nothing happens. I have fucked up once already, so... I just don't know why you wouldn't make a new opening, but you make a new ending. Less people, I assume, watch the ending.
地球を旅立った移民船団マクロス7が遠い宇宙で謎の敵プロトデビルンの攻撃を受け戦い傷つきながら惑星ラクスに不時着し
It's
た
funny how little we talk about Macross 5
その
anymore.
いつ果てるともしれない戦いの
Yeah.
中で
Varuta is the planet that I was talking about that I completely blanked out on last week.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the
Last-
Buddha system
戦闘の
that the
Yeah, but it was
moon
just-
is taking, that the moon is in. Well, I mean, that's what I said last time, too. That's pleasure, by the way. Remember that. That face means pleasure.
しかしやがて人々は彼の歌にはすごい力があると思い始めついに統合軍でサウンドフォースが結成されたそしてプロトデビルンを撃退するなど実績を上げたが逆にバサラは
I just mean that, like, over 1 million people are killed or mind controlled.
真実を求めて
And we just don't talk about them anymore. 1 million people. See? The giant speaker in their window.
惑星ラクスを完全に包囲したことになります。気になる。ゲペルニッチ閣下。何か。気になる。
They didn't even given new uniforms.
あの二人に何かが起ころうとしている。これもアニマスピリチアが原因なのか。気になる。
I look like the fact that it's broken and so it has this sort of
Yeah, dead
pixelated.
pixels.
Yeah.
That was what was throwing me off, too. I was like, is they opening, like, a portal to some other dimension or something? I was like, no, wait, it's the fucking speaker pod.
みんな冷たく帰ってしまいました。しかし、僕は頑張っちゃいますよ。シティセブンディスク7の売り上げによるウィークリーカウントダウン。残すところあとわずかです。
Just 7 magazine, because everything's a fucking 7.
Oh. Yeah, it is a little
It's a dream.
Basara. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean,
What reminds me of what? What's a movie?
well, a movie tends to be anything that's made that's over 90 minutes.
No, but a specific movie, 1970s. Steven Spielberg. Which they also use music.
Well, yeah, most movies
To
have
talk-
music in them.
So to talk to the aliens, that's what I'm talking about.
E.T. Close
No,
Encounters
that's
of the
97.
Third Kind. Are you talking about
Close
Devil's
Encounters of-
Rock?
No, Close Encounters of the Third.
That Devil's Rock isn't Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's the ones they make
Exactly,
out of
that's what-
potatoes. Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
That-
Are you talking about Devil's Rock?
Yeah.
今週の第2位。いやまたしても
Also, I don't see it.
どうしても1位になれない、下がれない。
どこへ行くつもりだ、アサラ。
I got a shotgun.
何？どうしたの？
What the hell does Gamblin think he's gonna do with a shotgun?
どこか？また？
An 18-meter tall brontosaurus might attack you in the middle of the night, shotgun.
気を引き締めろ。こんなことではプロトデビルは倒せんぞ。
こんな目に遭うんだったらスカウトされるんじゃなかった。まだいいじゃない。私なんかメンバー増員の募集に申し込んじゃったのよ。バカ見ちゃったわ。最低。
ほら新人、めちゃくちゃ喋っとらんでしっかり歌わんか。
はーい。
Barton is my new favorite character. I think I've said this before. I mean, to be fair, I think this is how Beyonce says that she learned to sing. Her dad did this.
バートン、戦いの場にはどうしても不似合い
No
なもの
shit.
があるのだ。もっともミレーヌやあのバサラが戦場に似合っているとは言わんが。
That's a good point as well, yes.
Well, remember, this is all supposed to be a distraction so that you can militarily take out them.
艦長、どうしたんですか一体。ミレーヌですか。まだ何も進展してないみたいですが。
Better be listening to the radio at the same time.
望みはまだありますよ。
And what's with this plant? Everybody's watering this plant all the time. I hope they have something to do with anything, because
Maybe the Proto-Devlins are plant-based. So Sybil went into this whole thing because she kissed Basara, and now they have a child together. Look, this is dumb sci-fi. I kind of think it's what happened.
and oh, she lost the radio and the flowers.
Well, we've seen her at a flower shop before. It's the radio that I think matters because it had a little dongle thing on it.
Oh, he had a vision.
Well, no, he had a vision of a mountain. That's Stormcloud?
Yes.
Or Spiritual Dreaming. Spiritual Nightmare.
面白そうじゃねえか。行くぜ。
Basara was never seen again.
Oh yeah.
一体何だってんだ。
Number 2 in the polls, by the way. This guy.
Yeah. Oh, there's your mountain. An island. Oh.
I completely
Kaiju?
forgot what was on the... No, it's a small one of her being projected. She's right there, see?
シビル、今行くぜ。
But why, though?
Oh, there it goes. I guess I can get a new one. That's
Oh,
not...
look at that. A radio fell in the water, and then a speaker pod shooter thing fell in the water. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
貴様も来たのか。てめえは。
ガムリンさんどうですか？
レーダー反応もありませんし、無線機の応答もありません。歌エネルギー探知機も反応なしです。バサラが歌いさえすれば。
By the way, you remember when they had to hook up the song detector thing into the hyperspace radar of the entire fucking ship?
了解。
Why would you split up?
Because the writer said so.
Never split up the party, dude.
シビル。待ってろ、シビル。やろう。
So what
Okay,
caused the interference before? That okay, never mind. It's happening. I thought we were just forgetting that it happened.
バカ。この区域にはエネルギーの断層があるんだ。飛んでいくことはできねえよ。
Oh, please. Let Giggle refer to, like, ley lines or some shit.
Okay, now why are they fighting?
If Giggle wants to get there first, I think. It's like asking why Giggle punched the shit out of him.
Yeah, but okay, why stop him? He was the guy who was trying to help Sybil.
Because he's never liked him.
I mean, true, but
Also, you don't want him to rescue Sybil.
ミレーヌさん。バサラが見つかるまで歌は探知機が反応してしまうので。
ごめんなさい。
I appreciate
I mean,
how
it's the only-
nervous he was to bring that up. It's like, I like the singing, but I literally cannot listen to it right now.
it's a hero mech, so it's probably fine.
Also, why do they shut down when they're in plane mode, but they're fine in this version? Gear Walk or whatever the hell it is.
I don't know. Now he's wounded. He's bleeding anyway.
Yeah, but so was Giggle. Giggle's fine right now.
Oh, it's causing the volcano to erupt, because of course it is. Oh, he's gonna go back and try to save Basara.
Dude, that Bassara's gonna burst out of it. No. See, I was thinking it would be too dumb if this is where it makes Giggle change, because I felt like they were more in their competitive phase still. And seriously though, why are you? You're not even a human. You're some proto-devlin taking over a human body that we know is, if Iraka or whatever the hell his name is to be believed, is still in there somewhere. Auto Mauler.
Why is he gonna answer your questions? You never answer anyone else's questions. Now you want.
助けた場合はね、シビルを目覚めさせるのにてめえを使うんだよ。用が済んだらぶっ殺してやる。心配すんな。
目覚めさせる？何言ってんだよ。シビルはお前が目覚めさせただろ。
バカ。シビルはまだ目覚めてなんかいね
え。She's incubating. She's like a moth. She flew to a heat source.
Well, the budget for this animation is.
No, 何しやがる。早く行けよ。邪魔すんじゃねえよ。
So don't they have jets in their feet?
なんで歌わねえ。
Yeah, but apparently because of the energies things, they can't use them. They have to climb.
Yeah, like they said it was like fields though.
Yeah.
So does it matter that you're not flying when you go through it, or you can just walk through them? Doesn't shut you down? When was that implied?
He doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Well, he doesn't
You know
know
what show
why
you're
he
in?
sings. It's not never been implied. We don't know he forgot to sing or how to sing.
俺に指図してんじゃねえよ。さあ行くぜ。邪魔なんだよ。
Yeah, I've been thinking this whole time, wasn't his mech super damaged? Like before, it was sparking all over the place and it just stopped.
Now they have.
Dying with you, apparently. Oh, I love the control mechanism he's got on this thing.
Yeah.
I guess conceivably firing all the missiles does make him way less. I think that would have killed you faster. Getting out.
Yeah. Convention's convention, I suppose.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to breathe, for one thing. The heat didn't kill you itself.
I mean, it would have sauced you. Now.
It's been sinking the whole time. Push him with your foot.
Oh, there goes that mech.
Nah. We're never gonna get a replacement, and he's gonna need it by the end of the show, so...
Oh, the island is sinking. Okay.
And it's Joe versus the volcano. Jump for it, why not? There you go. Oh, I thought he would have like jumped on her and like, you know, grabbed on or something.
Basara, the only thing you can do right now is the only thing you can do, which is sing. I mean, it's so predictable that he was going to do that.
You know what that really is? The fact that you can hear him singing on their music detector is just like it's a new radio. Anywhere in the universe, hear your favorite radio person sing the moment they start. Arguably, though, it's not true love, because we've never seen Sybil's side of this. Giggle's arguably just a stalker at the moment, until we see it reciprocated.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of him being a child is, though.
I guess he himself is waking up to a greater reality, I guess.
I mean, I feel like
Because
it's
the
representational of the dream itself, not him being a child. Oh, the clothes are back.
Okay.
Well, there's the Valkyrie, I guess. And everybody.
Well, bye-bye Bazaar, I guess. They go to Baba.
The spiritual farm? I mean, it's the only thing it can be, right? Not that this explains anything.
Yeah.
Or does that look like the ruins from the movie?
Kinda. Like a giant stadium or something.
Well, I just remember those ruins were circular in nature, too. It was kind of like dome, but the dome was broken. Well, just before we would have gotten any answers. How expected. Well, I mean, something definitely was about to happen. Well, I don't say, look, I don't understand why a volcano was erupting right over top of a ruin. You know, geologically, that doesn't seem to make any sense. Because if the volcano erupted over top of the ruin, that implies that there's a whole lava channel going through the ruin. And that thing seemed to be just perfectly fine. I mean, unless the implication is that Sybil created a floating volcano on her own.
Yeah. Or the volcano arose around the ruin. Or maybe it wasn't a volcano, it was Sybil's actions that brought the lava up. But still would have done damage to
mean, even if it was Sybil's actions that brought the lava up, still technically a volcano.
And still would destroy the ruins, I suppose.
I mean, not if the first thing you said was true. It went around it and then up. But why? Sybil seemed to be out of it. It's not like she was doing it consciously.
No.
Unless she's operating on, like... No. Almost coming out. Why did FOMO come out here?
I don't know.
Especially...
I guess we'll find out.
Has to not be Proto-Devlin, then, because there's no way he'd walk into Proto-Devlin ruins.
No. Unless he wants to overcome his fear, I guess.
I don't think so. It hasn't seemed in his storyline at all. He's still confused about whether they're not dead.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah?
Again, it's a show. The show is like, well, we're going to do something. Okay. What are you doing? We're doing it. What are you doing? Yeah, we're doing it.
It feels like they took
Okay.
SDF Macross and then mixed it with a little bit more cartoon logic.
Well, a lot more good. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. SDF
yeah.
Macross was already kind of cartoon logic if you sat down and thought about what was happening. It was just one of those really boring cartoons, you know? Like a Saturday morning comic strip, right? The
I
one of
enjoyed
the
it.
more well, no, I'm you're not taking it in the right sense is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
If
know.
you were
Yeah,
like
more
sat
slow
down
paced.
and you're watching Saturday morning cartoons, like you got Sonic Sat AM and yet Crow and you have CBS Storytime and then SDF Macross plays, one of these shows is not as fun as the others. Like you just watched Sonic beat Robotnik, right? And Robotnik's screaming because all of his stuff is just turned off and he's lost all of his robots in this sector and whatnot. And then time for the love triangle episode where they go to watch a movie and these two get stuck in a pit and they have to talk about stuff. There's not a
Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
right. You know, the same way that Saturday morning, no, Sunday newspaper has the big old comic page, but some of those comics are made for adults, right? They don't speak to anything children related.
True.
Versus this, which is definitely more Saturday morning cartoon meets Macross. Can't.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially coming up from Macross Plus, whichever whether you like it or not, it was attempting to be more mature. So
right. And clearly, they thought they had a hard swing in the other direction. Well, I mean, I can imagine. Look, I've only seen like 10 minutes maybe of Robotech,
Mhm.
and I can already hear the announcer's voice, the narrator's voice here. What will happen when they investigate the hidden temple? It's like
even the music. Da, 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 da.
let's say I don't
And
have that much. I just thought the
Basara,
narrator.
Basara on the team found a mysterious ruin and a young woman, alien species, has been now awakened. Blah, and they should half of the plot in like 5 minutes on top of the introduction.
The Robotech narrator for me is like the Dragon Ball Z narrator, you know, just with more words for some reason.
Well, I mean,
Somebody thought that's a good idea, but you know what? The narrator should talk more.
it's the reason for it is
Short
otherwise
attention
you would have
spans.
the true, and also you have all this time where you're just showing imagery, right? And the expectation was, no, we need to have something to keep people engaged, right? The kids are going to go to sleep or switch off if there's nothing happening, right? Like showing fields of flowers and a plane flying. It's like, and right. You're 12, you're like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on. So the narrator goes like, well, Rick Hunter is flying over to doing, patrol, blah, 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 blah. And he found a field of flowers and blah, blah. And you're like, oh, that's what's happening.
That thing that I'm
Oh,
looking at is being told to me. I'm so
yeah.
dumb.
I mean, that kind of expectation, again, anime versus cartoons, how cartoons are sold in the States as well. So, yeah.
Right. But like when Tom and Jerry are running through a house, there's not a voice saying, and then Tom ran through the house after Jerry. Because
Yeah, but
we
there's
understand.
there's constant action, right? They're running, they're jumping, they're doing tricks. Da, da, da. There's very few quiet moments in Tom and Jerry.
I don't know about that. There's plenty of quiet moments where Tom's setting up a trap, or literally the running moments where it's just the same thing repeated over and over again. Because, can't catch Jerry. But it just seems so dumb to me to have a
Yeah,
narrator describe literally what you're looking at. It's like, well, I think I could just, like, turn the screen off and listen. The narrator's just going to tell me everything that happens. It's like an
it's a
audiobook.
podcast. Yeah, podcast.
Well, I mean, basically it is. All you have to do is add him for all the parts where he wasn't talking before. Then Rick Hunter, bashful in his never having dated a girl before, tells, just add him for every part that somebody's not talking in.
Yeah.
Hell, I mean, probably they should have done that, actually. Just so you could sell it on, like, another market. Like, people are traveling in their cars but still want to listen to Robotech. Anyway, I don't have much to add here. This is just, went to a volcano and made friends with Giggle, possibly.
I guess. Giggle all the while going, what's happening to me? I want to kill you, but Sybil, but I need to help you. And at least Basara is like, well, I don't want you to die. I'm going to try to help you out.
Well,
You help me out, I'll help you out. I mean, again, Basara is not clearly he's not an evil guy. So it's like, okay, he's not an evil guy. He does help people out, etc. But the fact that he doesn't talk to him, like that scene where it's like, what are you doing? Basara's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm going to actually explain to you what I'm doing. And it's like, oh, okay. So that's what it feels like. People actually tell me what's going on. Like I don't do with anybody I talk to.
I mean, that was my point last episode when he's walking off into the distance and Mylene is singing at him and, stop, listen to me sing. And it's like,
yeah.
Isn't that literally what you shouted at other people when they were leaving the battles and they didn't stop to listen to you sing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels more like a begrudging friendship and more than an uneasy alliance.
True.
Like, I don't expect Eagle to suddenly backstab him. I don't know. They kind of had the same feeling before, and then he took Mylene hostage. But Basara helps him out regardless, so I guess assuming that he wouldn't actually hurt Mylene. I don't know. I don't know. Now that he's started singing anyway.
And I think he did it out of desperation. Like, I got to do something because Sybil, right? Everything about him is about Sybil. Which, I mean, well, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see a short after this.
Yeah, about Gruvava.
And then we're gonna go. Yeah, so let's see what happens because I think the short is probably gonna be more interesting than just what you just seen.
I mean, I'm interested to see what the fuck this temple thing is, considering. Yeah. But yeah, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone Face Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?